Welcome to the second video about the UKCRC Tissue Directory. The purpose of this video is to explain why we'll be asking for certain data and to introduce you to some of the core concepts. Over the last year, we undertook a survey to understand the current ability of researchers to find suitable samples in the UK. The top two answers from researchers were that finding samples is either okay but not ideal or complicated. When asked what are the major barriers to finding samples, the top two answers were knowing what samples the biobanks held and knowing if the biobank could obtain the necessary data to those samples. Looking to how the directory could improve the current situation, the researchers said that the two most important components to deliver was the ability to find biobanks based on their capabilities and an ability to find samples based on aggregated data. When asked how that data should be aggregated, researchers' top answer was to have sample numbers broken down by disease, gender, and sample type. The second highest ranking answer was the same as before, but with the addition of quality and SOP information. There are four key concepts within the directory. The first represents the biobank. We appreciate that the term biobank will mean different things to different people. What we mean is an overarching organization, study management structure, or research group that oversees, manages, and coordinates the collection of human samples. The biobank represents the highest level of organizational structure within the directory. It is anticipated that a biobank will be unique based on the management structures and/or SOPs surrounding the collections. Individual clinical trials could be represented by the collection concept. The collection is simply a mechanism for grouping similar samples and is defined by the diagnosis of any disease, the dates between which the samples were collected, the status under respective HTA legislation, and the availability of data. If one of these pieces of information is different, then a separate collection should be entered. In addition, you will have the opportunity to enter a textual description of the collection should you feel that is needed. A biobank can have as many collections as required. Within each collection, it is possible to specify more details about the samples it contains. The information about samples is divided into separate sample sets based on the gender and age range of the donors or participants. For each set, the approximate number of samples will be requested, in addition to an approximate breakdown of the different types of samples that are available. Finally, we wish to understand a biobank's ability to collect new samples for a research study. This capability will be captured based on the diagnosis, the data available, and whether bespoke services are available. That is it, and this represents what we shall be asking biobanks to provide in order to facilitate an increase in the UK's ability to undertake world-leading research.